Welcome to the regularly scheduled public meeting of March 23rd, 2020 of the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers on March 13th, and this notice has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board and on the Township website. We're going to salute the flag.
Me.
Okay, I'm going to wait for him to put the flag up. Hold on. Oh, wait, is the flag up? Oh, our thing shut off.
He's got a wide shot of the flag now with two.
Okay, thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic stands
for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Cumming.
Here.
Councilman DeSena.
Here.
Councilwoman Morgan.
here,
Council President Feeney.
Here. Also in attendance, let the record reflect Mayor Calamari, Township Administrator Tovo, Township Attorney Poller, and Township Clerk Witkowski.
And would you all just briefly state your names so that everybody knows you are on this call?
Ken Pollard.
Bob Turbo. Peter Calamari.
And me, Sue Witkowski. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay. Public service announcement for March 23rd, 2020. Coronavirus. For information and the latest updates, please visit the Township homepage. Closure and cancellation alerts. The Township has decided on the following closures to mitigate the potential transmission of COVID-19 in our area until further notice. The municipal building is closed to the public with limited staff on any given day, and all offices may be reached by phone and email. The library and senior center, senior activities closed and canceled. All recreation sports are suspended until April 6th. All township parks, playgrounds, and fields are closed to all activities. The following procedures have been implemented. All businesses will be conducted via phone, email, or United States Postal Service. In addition, we have added a drop box and a pickup box located outside the front door of Town Hall. Note these are not intended as after-hour boxes. Please use them during business hours. Drop off and pick up of any necessary paperwork, such as permit applications, payments, licenses, etc., will be available through the drop box outside. Please call appropriate department beforehand to make arrangements for picking up of forms. The borough will be erring on the side of caution by closing the public and canceling all inspections until further notice. Please check back regularly for updates as the situation progresses. The BCUA's April 5th Household Hazardous Waste Collection event scheduled for Bergen Community College has been canceled. The BCUA has also suspended its electronics recycling program and composter sales at its Little Ferry Moonachie facility. There's a scam alert out there. Please be aware that individuals are going door to door claiming to be from the Center for Disease Control's, the CDC. The CDC does not deploy teams to go door to door. Residents should not let these people into their homes or speak with them. Contact Township of Washington Police Department if this activity is reported. Sign up for the Township email notices by texting the word Township to 22828 and entering your email address. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Also, please look under community. There are links to the eateries in town who are offering takeout services.
Stacy?
Yes.
It's the mayor. I just have one quick one to add that Sue gave me about 20 minutes ago.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. This will be on the website tomorrow, but I'll summarize the one pertinent paragraph. The New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, Department of Environmental Protection, and the Board of Public Utilities are asking that every water system, private or public, including those operated by our municipal governments, commit to a suspension of any water shutoffs for reasons of non-payment, safe reconnection of anyone previously shut off, and a suspension of the use of liens as a collection practice until the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus has subsided. So anyone who falls into that category, please reach out to the water company for reconnection. Thanks, Stacy.
No problem. Okay. Approval of minutes, November 25th, 2019, regular meeting. November 25th, 2019, conference meeting. Now, Desiree and I need to not vote, correct?
Correct. You need to abstain.
Okay.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
All right, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me. You're gonna have to state your name because I'm not having the same,
Gotcha. Steve Cassio, I'll move the motion.
thank you, I'm sorry.
Art Cumming, I'll second.
Okay, why don't we, instead of, if I say motion, somebody says their name, that'll be first, and then I'll say
Perfect.
second, and then somebody say their name.
Perfect,
Does that work?
perfect, thank you.
Okay, so all in favor?
Stacy, you'll have to do a roll call on this one since you two have to abstain.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Councilman Cassio?
Yes.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Abstain.
Council President Feeney?
Abstain.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Okay, to participate in the public comment portion of the meeting, now this is for the public, general public discussion, please dial in to 201-664-4659. You will be asked to state your name and address for the record, and we ask that only one person speak at a time. Please note at the end of the public comment, no more calls will be accepted. Again, the phone number is 201-664-4659.
Okay, I'm going to open the line now.
Wait, I want to open this public session first. Motion to open the public session.
Mike DeSena.
Cassio, so moved.
Second?
Art Cumming,
Second.
second.
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Steve, aye.
Aye.
Art, aye.
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Maybe you do all your last names. Let's do all your last names for everything, and this way it'll work that way.
Okay.
Perfect. Are we ready?
We're ready. Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm
Oh, and
gonna
please, there's a 5-minute time limit.
Okay, hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Please state your name and address for the record.
Michael Ullman, 2 Clark Avenue.
Hello, Mr. Ullman.
Oh, I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for arranging the meeting in light of the pronouncements from the state government. Keep everyone distanced and safe. Just one question on the list of bills that are being paid that was put on the website. On page 3, there's a bill for Robert Conley Architects.
Michael, is there a PO number on there or anything?
Sue, I'm sorry. Could you just, he said a page number and I didn't hear him. I'm
Page 3?
Page 3.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Page 3,
Sorry.
the PO number is 445.
But his page 3 is not your page 3, Stacy.
Oh, okay.
He's looking at the one from the resolution, the condensed version, so you've got to look at that PO number. So PO number 20.
Thank you.
3445.
Okay. I'm going to write this by this.
3445. 3445.
It's on page 8. It's on page 8.
Sorry, Mike?
It's on our page 8.
Page 8.
I don't have a page 8. Oh, you mean on the thing, on the bill list?
On the purchase order listing by
Okay.
PO number on page 8.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so the amount is $59,200, and the short description is construction docks. And I guess my question is, what is this payment for? There was a fee proposal that was put forth by Robert Conley that is the basis for the fees that he's charging, and construction documents were $158,400. So I'm trying to figure out what this represents. If it's a partial payment, if it's a if there's anything that could be explained about it.
It says on here, on our list, it says various improvements, section 20. Mr. Tovo?
So those are the Section 20 fees, which are the soft costs. But that would be for anything of this nature.
Right, no, I know, I was asking Mr. Tovo if he could.
Yeah, Madam President, this is a progress billing. As Mr. Connolly works through the construction documents, he's working to put the bid package together. The remaining questions we have to, or answers we have to get to him to finalize that, but this is all part of his original quoted amount.
I disagree with that. So there's a design development phase and there's a construction document phase. At the completion of the construction document phase, a payment of $158,400 was due. There's no provision for progress payments unless something's been signed recently regarding this. So again, why are we making progress payments that are not part of the fee proposal, the agreement?
Well, I don't have the document in front of me right now, but typical with AIA billing for projects of this nature, they are billed for progress.
There are discrete phases, and construction documents is a discrete phase for a total of $158,400. So again, is this a progress billing?
I think, Mr. Ullman, we're going to have to get back to you on that once we have the document. But if Mr. Tovo is saying that this is part of what the work that's been saying this is part of the quarterly progress payments, Mr. Tovo? I might have missed that. I'm sorry.
I didn't say quarterly. This is part of the progress billing for the project.
So this is for work that's been completed?
Correct.
So again, I don't know who has to opine on it, if this is an issue for Ken, but the construction documents got to be complete before he gets paid. Why are we making progress payments? That aren't called out for in any schedule?
Hi, you Ken? This is the town council meeting?
I'm sorry,
Yes, it is, sir, hold on.
And so, if someone could get back to me on that, I'd appreciate it. I do
Okay, but
have
I
a
think
second.
I have to take a look at the schedule, but I think if this is the work that's been done, unless I'm sorry, I was just having trouble hearing.
Let me see if I can move you a little closer, hold on.
It's okay.
One second. All right, let's try that.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so,
Hello?
So, yeah, so I had one other question. I'm sorry, so am I talking over someone who's...
No, Stacy, are you here?
I'm here, I'm sorry, yes, go ahead.
Okay, whoever's on the 664 number, if you could just please wait until Mr. Ullman's time is up. All right, Mr. Ullman, it's yours.
So just if someone could follow up and help me understand why we're making this payment.
Mr. Ullman, at this time, we're going to get back to you on that.
Okay. In February, I had asked a question about who was performing the accounting functions on the second floor. And Ms. Feeney, you had sent me an email on March 2nd saying you would get back to me on that you were closing out some loose ends, I guess. You had some more investigation. I still haven't received a reply, and I was hoping you might be able to...
I have an answer for you, Mr. Ullman. I don't have all the answers for you. I shouldn't say that. That's why I haven't gotten back to you, but I will shortly. It's just with everything going on, it's been not as easy. There's other things in town going on that we've been dealing with, as you're probably aware. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. That's the only answer I have here right now. I do have some of the answers, but I do not have all of the answers.
So, Ms. Feeney, I appreciate that...
I'm sorry, Mr. Ullman, but you're at 8 minutes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your comment that you're still looking into it, but this is now almost 2 months of looking into it.
I understand that. I'm not trying to evade your question, but I also don't want to respond to you incompletely. I don't think that that's fair.
Thank you very much.
Next caller, please state your name and address for the record. Hello, do we have another caller?
There was somebody on there. I thought I heard them.
Yes. Is there another caller? You know what, I'm gonna, hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello, please state your name and address for the record, please.
Certainly. This is Julianne Lipnick, 184 Finity Place.
Good evening, Mrs. Lipnick. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you, and how are all of you? Thank you very much for hosting a virtual meeting, first for the township.
Yes, you're welcome.
Two things that I have to address. One, I submitted paperwork to our clerk, and I'm certain that all of you have it in your packet, and it is regarding the sewage backup in my home that took place a while back. I brought it to your attention in August, and my husband and we do our due diligence to keep our home inside and out up to par. We have experienced quite a bit of problems with the sewer line. We had the borough engineer here, and I was told back in August that he was going to look into the matter and run a scope. Months passed, and Mr. Tovo, I shot an email to you asking you the situation. You told me that the line as scoped was clear, and that I explained the situation, that our pumps were still going off. You told me that there would be a second scope of the line. I took liberty to contact Mr. Yakimic, and he told me, and his exact words were, the line is clear now. Apparently the line was not clear, but you did state in your email that it was. We have spent a great deal of money trying to rectify the problem, thinking it was something within our house, when in actuality it was not. We've been victims of the shopping center dealing back all the way to the 90s, when the shopping center was enhanced, closing the middle section and pushing out the northbound side closer to our house. And at that time, the administration said to me, and I quote, because I asked for the 200-foot list and where my name appeared on a document stating that I was notified of this expansion. The answer I got back then was, oh, the builder said he did everything he was supposed to. We know it is not the function of the builder, it's the function of the property owner. Since then, we have been victims over and over and over again, and this is the straw that broke my back. We have been victims of trucks. Night and day, we have a noise ordinance. Nobody pays attention to it. We have lights going. We have trucks emptying all hours of the night. I brought that to your attention recently. I was in the store recently and brought it to the store manager's attention. So I understand that there is a problem in the sewer line. I'm not going to be a victim like the people on Prospect, not going to have the value of my house diminished because of laziness and oversights. So I have submitted to you all of my bills, and I am saying that we want a backflow preventer installed on the line, just as they did at Prospect, so we don't have any more problems, because Mr. Yakimic himself said this is going to happen again. Well, not on my watch it isn't. So I want a backflow preventer, and I want to be reimbursed. This has caused our pump to be replaced. We've had the line, everything is outlined in my letter. All the corrective work that we did, even after we were told there was no backup in the line. Currently, there's blue lines from my curb here across the street, up the driveway to the gate in the back here. Nobody knows what it's for. I called Suez. Why is the street marked out for water? Nobody knows. Even Mr. Yakimic didn't know. So this has got to stop. This lack of transparency is by the wayside. As I said, this dates all the way back to the 90s. There was no zoning board hearing back in the 90s for this expansion. So leads me to believe this is how the town works. Same thing that happened on Gorga Place has happened here. That's one issue I have. The other I brought to your attention, which is the post office. On March 7th, I took liberty, just like everybody else did, and went outside to do some yard work, only to find mail, my personal mail, thrown on my porch. I can't even begin to tell you how many pieces I picked up. My mailbox has been on the side of the house for almost 50 years. All of a sudden, it's a problem. Nobody could find my mailbox. What makes me even more agitated is in that mail, after I picked it up, I still have it because I have contacted Schottenheimer's office. I picked an envelope out of my bush. The postmark is washed off of it. The glue from the envelope is completely gone. And what do you think was in that envelope? A government check made out to my husband.
So, Mrs. Lipnick?
In my bushes. This has got to stop. Got to stop now. And somebody needs to do something.
Mrs. Lipnick, I did speak with the postmaster, it's Stacy Vini, and unfortunately, she is looking into it. However, you know, the hours of the post office, we actually don't have any control over. That they're mandated by bosses who are obviously the federal government. She is going to speak to the postal carriers about the mail being missing and it not being delivered. So you said it was March 7th, because I will call her back and I will let her know the date that you had this incident.
That's the day I found it in my bushes.
Okay, do you think that it was from the day before or earlier, just so I can give her an idea of what?
No, it was definitely earlier. The date on the check, I believe, was February 27th.
Okay, so that's probably like March 4th to the 5th or the 6th. Okay, and I will call the postmaster again, but I did speak to the postmaster. Unfortunately, the hours in the post office we don't have any control over. However, and I did speak about the mail not being delivered. She said she was going to speak to the carrier, but I will call her back and let her know of this incident also.
Right. Well, hours I could care less, but I'm not getting mail, and when I find a government check that my husband has been waiting for sitting in the bushes,
okay,
that's just not acceptable.
I know you are 100% correct. 100% correct in this regard. And I will be calling the postmaster or going down there if I'm allowed tomorrow to speak with her, because if it's a government check, something that should be delivered, there's no reason it shouldn't, but shows to the rest of your mail, but that's an important item. In regards to the engineering issue you're discussing, since we got your information on the 11th, we just got it in our packets, just so you know. And I will be checking in with the engineer myself to see where we are with this.
Very good.
I will have to get back to you.
That's fine. I wait for a check and I wait for the backflow preventer.
Well, we'll see what comes out of the engineer's report.
You got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else? Hello? Hello? Is there someone there? Hello, is there anyone on the conference call?
Okay, I think not. Motion to close public portion of our meeting.
So
Wait a minute.
moved. Cassio, second.
I'm sorry, who was the first one?
DeSena.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the public comment portion is closed. I am going to disconnect.
Thanks, Sue.
Thank you.
Okay, I have to get back to that.
Thank you, Sue. Good job.
Yes, thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
Okay. Public session, close public session. Okay, adoption and reading ordinance number 20-03 will be re-advertised for the next meeting.
Yes.
Introduction, first reading, ordinance number 20-04, an ordinance amending fees associated with the summer recreation program. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 20-04 at first sight reading by title. I will open the motion. I'll be first. I need a second, please.
Morgan, second.
Okay, roll call.
Can we discuss, please?
Sure.
We still haven't received a breakdown requested a month ago of all the fees charged, what it costs us to run this.
Isn't it in your packet, Mike, or am I missing something?
No, Stacy, it's the mayor. It's not in the packet. Mike, with everything that's been going on, I honestly forgot to get it to the council. I will do so tomorrow. I would ask that you authorize the publication and, put off any discussion till the second reading, but I definitely have it and we'll get it to you tomorrow.
Councilman DeSena, is this okay with you?
Can we table this until, can we table this with 20-03?
Well, can't we just push it through because it's only at the first reading?
But I'd like to see we've asked for this information a month and a half ago, and I'd like to see it to make sure we're at the right point.
Only thing is if you table it, it will mess up with their registration date.
Right. I think we should have a vote, and then we can, if we need to change it for second reading, we'd be in better shape then.
Cassio, I don't think we have to rush it. I don't think the recreation is going anywhere right now. So I don't see there being a need to rush it through. I'd rather have the information.
But what specific information needs to change your mind?
Yeah, that's what sorry, it's Desiree. If you can just refresh my memory, what is it that you wanted to clarify?
I'd like to see the income in and the income out. That's all. And I'd like to see the receivables and the payables.
But I don't think that should hold up a first introduction.
I'd like to make sure that we're funding it properly. That's all.
But with a first introduction, we can still change it at the second reading.
But we got, like Steve said, we got plenty of time to do this. There's no rush. It's not going to start anytime soon.
This is Art. I do believe that they're right, that there's going to be quite a while before we get to rec.
Correct. So I would like to table it like 003. Thank you, Art.
No, it's 2004, 003. I had to re-advertise. That's the one for the DMF.
Yeah, I'd like to table it with that one, I was saying, so.
Gotcha.
Why are we tabling the DMF one?
Because since I had advertised the meeting, I assumed that it carried everything through, but Mr. Pollard said that I need to re-advertise the public hearing. That's why it had to be pushed back.
Okay.
Right, Mr. Pollard?
Yep.
Just want to make sure you're still with us.
Yep.
I'm okay with tabling. I mean, I understand what you're saying about when we might not have time, but what if we do? This could go either way, and if we could fix it at second reading, why wait?
I'm not sure why we would wait either when you can change it in the second meeting. That doesn't make any sense to me right now. Just make me understand it because I don't.
I'd like to see the receivables and the payables. That's all. That's my comment.
But you can still see it in the second. You can just say, you can make those decisions at that time.
Why not just do it right from the beginning? We have plenty of time. Nobody's going on the field till after April 6th. So you got plenty of time, and it's going to be longer, right, Mr. Mayor? So we can wait.
The only thing I'll add to my previous comments is they do have work to get. There's a lot of pre-work to get started on the program, and they have to know how many people are going to register for the program.
All right, so
I'm gonna try something real quick. If you can just hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna take the phone off the hook. Mike, you seem to be a little low, so I'm gonna take the phone off since it's on speaker and see how it sounds. All right, you can get the microphone on top of it. Are you all still here? No, that took it off. Mike, speak.
I'm here.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same?
No, actually, he's a little bit louder for me.
All right, Mike, if you could just try to talk a little bit louder. I don't know if you're on speakerphone or what, but Ricky said you're coming over a little bit soft.
How about now?
That sounds good.
Much better.
Much better.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, I forgot where we left off.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
The
okay.
mayor was saying that there was work that needed to be done.
Okay. Yes, Pete, I'm sorry, could you repeat what you said, please? I'm sorry.
Yes, of course. They would like to get an idea as to how many people will be registering sooner than later, because then there's a lot of prep work that has to go in based on those numbers.
Okay. All right.
You have my word. I will send it tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm gonna call a vote for this, okay, so let's split them up. So DMS, we're gonna table, so ordinance number 20-03.
Well, that's not a table. That's not on the agenda, Stacy, so you don't have to worry about that. That was just a note to let you know.
Okay.
Yep. So you're doing 2004.
So you're just saying you're saying we don't need to table it. Oh, I see, okay. All right, so motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 20-04, first reading by title. May I have a motion?
No, that was you, and Desiree seconded, so now I just need to do a roll call.
Yes, thank you, yes.
You're welcome, no worries. Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yeah.
Council President Feeney.
Yes, thank
Thank you.
you. Okay, that one's done.
20194.
Yes, sorry, I'm just crossing off.
That's okay.
Resolution number, so this is scheduled public hearing for 20194. Amending the fees associated with summer rec. Do we want to have a discussion?
Need to motion.
Oh, may I have a motion?
DeSena, so moved.
Okay. Second?
Morgan, second.
Okay.
Sorry, Art.
That's all right.
You like red buttons.
This is just to authorize me to put it in the newspaper and authorize a public hearing,
Right.
which I will schedule, if you'd like, for April 6th. I think that's our next meeting date. So I'm going to try to follow the same schedule unless something changes.
No, I think that's April 6th is the next meeting. I'm okay with that. Do we want to have a discussion about this, or can she publish it in the newspaper?
I'm okay to publish it.
Okay. May I have a motion? A roll call. Sue, roll call, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Councilman Casio. Councilman Casio, you there?
Yes.
Yes? No?
Yes, I'm here, and yes, I go for it.
Okay. Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Individual resolutions. Resolution number 20-1884, authorize emergency temporary appropriation, PERS pension liability, and PFRS pension liability. May I have a motion?
Morgan, motion.
I'll second it, Sue.
Okay.
Okay, do we want to discuss?
Yes, please. Mr. Tovo, being that our temporary budget that we adopted in January expires in 8 days, how are we going to pay all our bills starting April 1st?
It's being paid through an emergency appropriation.
But where is that? I see this one, but where is the emergency appropriation one?
Well, it's sitting in one of our accounts. We've already run this by Large Vinci, and that's the way they recommended we handle this. Statutorily, we're obligated to pay this by the end of the month.
Yeah, but that's this. I'm just saying, that for business as usual, our temporary budget only takes us for another 8 days.
Understood. That's why this isn't coming from the temporary budget. It's coming from an emergency appropriation, which is outside the temporary budget.
What account is that coming from?
It's not coming from a line item account. It's coming from one of our bank accounts that I'm assuming, would be our time.
Okay. You're assuming, or you, no?
Well, no, I'm sorry. It comes from Oritania, so that's where all of our accounts are.
Okay. And
We did the same thing last year.
is that account, part of the surplus? Or is that another separate account?
It's probably it's part of the surplus.
Okay.
Yeah, but my question is, I understand the PERS and the PFRS being paid. That's fine out of the emergency temporary appropriations, right? That's what you're saying for 20-184, correct?
No, it's not coming from the temporary budget.
No, it says it's a temporary appropriation.
Right.
Yeah, it says an emergency. It says it's coming from the following emergency temporary appropriation be made. That said emergency for the PERS pension liability and PFRS pension liability. However, my question is that on May 31st, our temporary budget that we passed to run town, to pay everybody's paychecks, to run town hall, to pay all our bills expires. Where is our amended temporary budget to continue after April 1st?
But I thought you said it expires May 30th. You said expires May 31st?
March 31st. March 31st. Excuse me.
Okay, you said May. That's why I was asking.
I must have came out wrong, but it's March. Our temporary budget expires in 8 days. And
right, we are actually filing for an extension, just so you know, on our budget itself. Just as a thought.
But Stacy, that we as of March.
Oh, I know. I understand. I wanted
One at a time, please, because we still can't hear. I'm sorry.
As of April 1st, we have no money in our municipal budget to pay any bills or our employees. I'm more concerned.
I understand. I was just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question at first, Mr. DeSena. Yes, we'll have something on the agenda for the next meeting.
When is the next meeting, Sue?
April 6th.
I want to make sure everybody gets paid because we have a pay cycle in there.
But this resolution will make sure of that, correct, Mr. Tobo?
No, this only pays the pension liability for PERS and the pension liability for PFRS. It does not pay anything after March 31st to our employees or our bills.
When is the next payroll? When is the next payroll?
That's why I want to make sure it's not before the 6th because we won't have enough money to pay for it.
Tobo, the next payroll, what, is the end of the month?
30th.
Okay, and then when's the following one, the 15th?
Yes.
So if we get it in by April 6th, there will be.
I'm just making sure. I don't want to see anybody not get paid. That's all.
Right, okay.
Cutting it very close to the vest.
Well, I mean, with everything going on, I think that's to be, the way it is this second. Because we missed last week.
We still got to collect taxes and we still got to pay our employees.
Right, but also remember, last week's meeting, Mike, was canceled, so we would have been 7 days earlier if we had last week's meeting.
Yeah, but it's still not in our packet, Stacy.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you're saying it's late. I think that with what's going on, I think they're,
I understand. We need an amended temporary budget, and I'd like to see that sooner than later. That's all. Because I'd like to see all the employees and the bills get paid after April 1st. That's all.
Right. No, absolutely. I agree with you. Mr. Tovo, the temporary budget, you said before April 6th, but could we have it sooner? And if we need to have a meeting, we could call one?
We certainly could.
Okay, so when can you have the budget prior to we'd like it at least a week before the other meeting, the next meeting?
I can get that answer to you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have anything else they want to discuss on 20184?
No.
No, this is Art, no.
Okay.
No.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Resolutions and consent agenda. All the following items have been determined to have the unanimous consent of council and will be enacted in one motion. Should any item require independent consideration, any council member may have such item removed from the consent agenda. Resolution number 20-185, authorized payment of bills for March 3rd, 2020 through March 13th, 2020. Resolution number 20-186, authorized refund of engineering escrow monies, block 2328, lot 26, 367 Jackson Avenue in the amount of $1,000. Authorize removal of interest accrued due to misposting of tax payment, Block 4429, Lot 7, 218 Lafayette Street, in the amount of $22. Authorize the intent to provide match funding, New Jersey Library Construction Bond Act, in the amount of $185,000. Resolution number 20-189, authorize permission to apply for the New Jersey Library Construction Bond Act in the amount of $370,000. Resolution number 20-190, authorize award of bid for ADA compliant parking stalls to SCS Contracting in the total amount of $23,400. Resolution number 20-191, authorize confirming contract with state co-op vendor to purchase litter and recycling receptacles in the total amount of $36,552.60. Resolution number 20-192, authorize confirming certification of ownership of the Township Library property for New Jersey Library Construction Bond Act. Resolution number 20-193, authorize refund of first quarter 2020 property tax payment, Block 4502, Lot 21, in the amount not to exceed $2,898.00. May I have a motion?
Can we table some of these? Can we discuss some of these, please?
Motion first, second, then discussion.
Yeah, I need the motion first. Then
Morgan, I'll motion.
Second, Kathy.
Second by DeSena.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so Mike, which ones are you interested in pulling, so I can?
185, 188, 189, 190, and 191.
I'm sorry, 185, 188, 190?
189,
Okay.
190,
Uh-huh.
and 191.
85, 88, 89, 90, and 91?
Okay, does anybody else want to table any additional ones?
Cassie, 192.
Okay.
Can we start discussion on 185, Stacy?
Yeah, that's fine. Let me know. I have some questions also, so.
You can go first. I mean, you're good.
No, you said it first, Mike. You can go. It's okay.
All right. Mr. Tovar, did we ever find out if the building department is self-funded?
With the proposed 2020 budget, it would be about $4,000 underfunded, but the statute does provide for additional funding being provided by the current fund.
So you're saying we are funding some of it?
I'm saying that if we go with the budget currently proposed with those pay increases for the TAs, the revenues versus our spend will be about a $4,000 deficit, which we are permitted under law to fund under the current budget.
Okay. So the forms on page 2, are they being paid for by the building department or by us? I can't see what account it's coming out of.
I don't know what you're referring to.
The 2 sheet carbons to Department Bureau of State ING.
Mike, you're cutting in and out.
I couldn't catch that.
Page, what
Mike,
page?
how much is it for? It might be easier to find that way.
150. I'll move on. That one's an easy one. Okay.
No, you totally were just blurry. That's all.
Okay. The $153 for the forms, is that coming out of capital? Is that coming out of a budget line item? Because I don't see where it's coming out of, Bob.
What page you on, Michael?
2.
Second one
from the bottom.
Okay, so New Jersey Department of Health Services.
Are you on the,
Uniform Construction Code. I'm on the purchase order listing by PO number.
You're on the purchase order listing. Okay.
Yeah, all mine are on the PO listing.
Okay.
PO number?
20000090.
Now I found it. DebCorp.
Okay, 90.
That is correct.
Well, here for the $153, it says, is that going to? It says New Jersey Bureau of State. It says New Jersey Health. Is that right?
No, it says.
No, I'm talking about the other sheet.
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at the purchase order listing by PO.
Stacy, you following him?
Yeah, I am.
Okey dokes. It's taking me a bit to find them too.
Okay.
On page 9,
Okay.
we had an appraisal done, an appraisal report done for the intersection. Did we go out to bid for that, or did we just call up an appraiser, Mr. Pollard?
Is that the 7,500?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't go out for bid for it.
And is that for one property or is that for multiple properties?
That's for one.
Is that complete now, or we still have more to do?
No. The appraisal has not been done.
So why are we paying it now if it's not done?
We're not paying it. It was just authorization to pay, but we're not paying it. Not yet until it's done.
But this is on the bill list that's getting a check cut, Mr. Pollard.
Well, there's not going to be a check. I mean, I think it's just authorization to pay it when it is done, but it's not
On the checklist.
But won't it be on there when it is done? Won't it be on that next checklist?
Correct. So why are we paying it if it's not done? That's what I'm asking.
I don't see it on the checklist, though.
It's on my PO by PO number.
Right, it's on the PO number, but I have these other bills, the payment of bills. I don't see it actually with the check being cut.
There's a check not being cut.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Hold on, I'm flipping through that sheet now too.
Do not see 7,500 unless I missed it twice. Oh, no, I do see 7,500 on page 3. So that needs to come out. Provo, is there a reason it's on here? Is it just an error?
Yeah, it's there. It's on page 3. It's preparing appraisal report. Yeah.
Tovo, is there a reason? Is there a mistake or?
Yeah, this should only be in the PO process right now. There should not be a check cut.
Well, okay, then we have to revise the checklist because it's being cut.
Well, no, we can pull the check if it's being cut.
Yeah, but why are we cutting a check if the work's not done yet? Why
Are you
can't we
saying
wait till?
Well, that's the point. We should not be.
Right.
Okay.
We'll just do it as far as the PO.
And then my next question, Mr. Tovo, is remove and replace 300 square feet SCS contracting for 4320, 2019 reappropriation from roads, 1602. Do we know what that work was?
I'm sorry, Mike, where are you again? I'm sorry.
Purchase order listing by PO number. Says remove and replace 300 square feet to SCS contracting.
Yeah, there's
$4,320.
There's 300 feet of curb that actually belongs to us. Quite frankly, I forgot the location. I believe it's by the school. We've known about it for some time and received quotes. He was the lowest bidder. We awarded the work to him.
So this is by which school, Mr. Tovo?
I have a check with DMF. I went out on tour with him to look at it, but I forgot the location. So I'll check that and have an answer for you tomorrow.
Okay.
This was work that was done on town property.
It was, yes.
The work's been completed already, or it hasn't been completed?
Not been completed yet.
So that's getting a check cut too.
The list has to be double checked again because most of these things are fresh POs.
I understand, but we're cutting checks for all of them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if the list is accurate because I don't think they've gone far enough into the process to even have a check cut.
So, okay,
Yeah,
so,
like I see the next 4 of them.
wait a minute, please. Okay, so Mr. Tovo, are you starting to see maybe we need to review this list before these checks go out?
Well, preferably to get the bills list a little bit sooner so we have more time to double check what is a check and what is actually a PO. Now that we have people working remotely, I think it's even more imperative that we get that list out sooner so we can just check it for accuracy.
Okay, so, but the problem is that based upon the process that's in place, that's not what's happening here. So I think we've got something's going on, we need to address it.
Correct, we will.
Okay, so
Stacy, so I just want to put on the call that I have a problem with all the next four because none of that work's been done. Like,
I know, but I think there's another issue. Honestly, I think that this has to get tabled because I think, Mr. Tovo, I'm tasking you with going back, taking a look at this list, and I would like an answer tomorrow on what is actually supposed to just be money set aside on PO versus money that needs to get paid for completed invoices. Like, I mean, obviously Verizon and all that stuff has to get paid. We're going to have to, but I am not comfortable at this moment with this list.
I agree. I have
Conversations.
To agree.
So I think this has to get tabled, and then we might have to have a quick meeting to approve these bills, but I mean, because I had a few questions too, and I think that this has to get reviewed again.
Council President, this seems to be an ongoing issue.
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm not going there. I'm tasking Mr. Tovo with, please get back to this, and please review this again, and get us an email tomorrow by end of business saying which items on here are POs that need money allotted to them, and which ones are checks that need to pay for services or goods, whatever's been completed.
Understood.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna table this one.
Yes, ma'am. So we're just gonna take the whole bill list off then?
Yeah, so if everybody is okay, we may have to jump on again and have another call once we get
That's fine.
Okay. Everybody else fine? Mr. Cassio, are you okay with that?
I'm fine with it, not a problem. Let's get it resolved.
Councilwoman Morgan, sorry.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, Mr. Cummings.
Absolutely, we need to, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so, all right. Okay.
All right, so where are we now?
I asked for 188 to be tabled.
Wait, hold on. I just want to pull my packet. Hold on one second. I now made a mess here. Literally. Okay, 188. Okay, Mike. I'm sorry.
It's fine, Stacy. Are we comfortable with this $370,000 we expended at the library? It's a lot of money.
I am very glad you said that, Mike. I have not been since I heard about it. I am not. I'm not comfortable with it.
It's a lot of money. These numbers are escalating, and I'd like to have some time to digest the next four items, because it's a lot of money, and I need some serious.
But I thought you've seen the plans from last year, correct?
No, we did not see them. This is the first time we're seeing
What plans?
I thought there were plans out, Mr. Togo.
The email we got today.
One at a time, please.
Stacy, the email we got today with the application packet is the first time we're seeing it, and it's very hard to see on your screen without it printed out. So I was going to ask Sue if she could print out that whole application with the drawings in it, and then give us some time to digest this, because this is a lot of money.
And I also feel like it's more of a lot of that stuff is more of a nice to have and not necessarily a need to have with the amount that we're being asked to spend on this.
Yes, it's a lot.
Well, I don't know if it's a nice to have, or it's that there are resources that the library needs to meet what the residents are asking for. I mean,
this is Art. I saw it for the first time this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awful lot of money for the scope of the work, it appears to me.
I am in agreement, Mr. Cummings.
So has this been put out to bid?
One at a time, please.
Has this been put out to bid?
No.
No, I'd like Mr. Tovo and the mayor to answer, if you don't mind, Councilman DeSena.
It is
No,
not.
that's fine.
Okay, so the reason you're asking for this, based upon the resolution, is you're trying to set the money aside before it goes out to bid. So we're not actually, where have these estimates come from?
From the architect. Now, this was originally put on the agenda for tonight because there was a deadline of the end of the week to have this grant application submitted. It is now my understanding that it has been extended. So if council would like time to review further, I believe we have at least until the next meeting, if not beyond. Just to add to your thought process, in the capital budget originally presented, we did have $100,000 earmarked for the library project. And in an effort to offset the increased cost here, we were going to pull one of the DMF items out of it to keep the capital budget at the amount previously presented.
So what's the deadline on the grant?
Hello, did I lose you?
No, Mr. Tova, what's the deadline on the grant?
I believe they were extended another 30 days, so I'm checking that right now.
Yeah, let me see if I find my email on it.
Can we table it and have a meeting to discuss this? Hopefully we'll be able to have it in person and not on the phone. And I would just like if Sue could print this whole application packet out for us, because it's very hard to see it on the screen.
Okay, only if you talk clearly I can do that.
Am I talking clearer now?
Perfect.
If you could print out the packet that we got today, the application, and send it to us when you have a chance.
Sure.
I mean, does 192 have to be tabled with the rest of them, or can we, because it's just confirming ownership of the Township Library property. Do we really need to table that one?
The question was, what's the cost? Is there a cost associated with it?
I'm looking at 192 now.
That was only my.
It should be listed there if it was.
Is proof of the property size where the library renovations will be constructed is owned by the Township of Washington and shall be dedicated for public library use only.
Hi, Stacy, it's the mayor. That one ties into the grant, so if you want to hold that one also, they just need confirmation that it is town-owned property. That's all that resolution is.
That's all I was asking. So there's no cost, right? We're just going to confirm through records, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
I'm good with that one.
Okay.
If I can interject, the new deadline for submittal is June 5th.
Okay, so I don't want to
to
lose that grant money because over the past couple of years, the town has lost millions in grant money, and I think it would be a mistake to not do something there.
Well,
This
Stacy,
is our-
like Mr. Tolo just said, we went from 100,000 originally planned for this to 185. So I just need some more time to digest this. I'm not saying I'm not in favor of it. I just need more time to digest it. You know, same like Art said, we just got it today.
Is the new amount anything to do with the grant, that if we have to spend X amount of dollars to get X amount of dollars? Do we know?
Yeah, it's a matching grant if you read the paperwork.
No, I know, but is there, I didn't see anything about a minimum. Is there a minimum amount that has to be spent?
Right, like
No.
where the 185 comes from.
No.
Do we
You
know
can
for
spend
sure,
10,000,
or?
match 10,000.
Well, the 185 is half of the 370.
Right. So is there a cap? Is there a minimum?
I believe there are caps. I'm not sure there are any minimums. But so the council is aware, the largest reason for that increase is adding a generator to the building.
Okay, so, and the spend for the town would be $185,000, and they would match another $185,000, so we wouldn't be spending $370, is that correct?
That's correct.
So we're only spending, what they're asking for is $185,000, not $370.
Right. I'm okay with a match. I don't think 185,000. So.
Justifiable. Yeah.
Correct.
Well, I think we need.
I don't mind matching.
We need
them, but I think
some bids and the actual scope of work is. I think we need some paperwork, some better paperwork than we have.
We were told
I don't
it
know
was
what
$100,000. And now,
I honestly don't know
now
what
it's
the paperwork.
180.
One at a time. Mr. Cumming?
I'm sorry, I was trying to say, and I apologize for talking on top of everybody, that we were told this was about $100,000. It was a small renovation, and now it's $185,000. And the total job is now $370,000. I think we need some more clarification rather than a last-minute email, most of which is composed of the architects specifying that, yes, the mechanical equipment is adequate to do the job.
No,
That's what I read.
And then, but Mr. Tovo, you said there was a comment you made there, adding a generator?
That's correct.
Okay, so could we set up time to, we need to go over this, I think we should maybe, I'll talk to Sue and reach out to everybody about their schedule to look at the library plans and see what's going on. So we'll take 185, 188, 189, as of right this second, and 192.
No, 192 we're good with. It's not costing us anything.
I know, but it's dependent upon the bond, so it doesn't, you really need to do it together. It's not, it's on the grant, sorry. Not
We don't need 192 if we're not doing the others.
It's not gonna have any impact.
I'm okay with it. Whatever.
Okay.
Stacy, could you say that one more time? 185?
So we're gonna, as of right this second, it's 8:06. We're tabling 185, 188, 189, 192.
Okay.
We talk about 190 now, Stacy?
Yep, just wait, I just wanna put this to the side, okay, is that okay?
And I will print out that stuff for everybody.
Thank you.
Surely. I'll send it home so you have hard copies.
Okay, and then we need to set up some time to discuss. Mr. Mayor, I forgot the name of the nice lady that takes care of the library.
Yes, Mrs. Rifkin.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna ask her for the time.
Yeah, I'll ask her for more of an explanation and then get it to you, and then we'll do a little Q&A with her.
That sounds great. Does that meet everybody's, would that be okay with everybody?
Cassio's a yes.
DeSantis,
Coming is yes.
Okay. Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Mike, 20-190. This is, just so everybody knows, authorize award of bid for ADA compliant parking stalls to SCS Contracting in the total amount of $23,400.
Mr. Tova, how many bids did we receive?
2. Too close.
What was the next bidder's price?
I believe it was 26,000.
Did we go out to, was this advertised, or did you just do this?
We
Did
just
you send out bids?
The engineer received a quote, and I received a quote.
So we did it by quote.
We did.
Okay. So we have a problem. We can't receive multiple quotes from the same vendor without advertising. So he's got all that other work to do. So we can't award this.
Yeah, I disagree. It's got to be over a certain threshold, and he's nowhere near
And we
that.
are. We're over the $18,000 threshold.
17.5.
Excuse me, 17.5. You're right, Mr. Cummings.
That's for one project.
No, for an entire year, he's only allowed to be given one non-competitive, non-bid quote per year per company name.
And that still then for us would be 40,000, not 17.5.
No, you can't
Why don't we
give this.
put Mr. Poller on this, because I don't think the back and forth is working. Mr. Poller, where do we stand with this contractor and the amount of money he's allowed for the non-competitive bid?
Okay, so I haven't heard anything about this bid, so, and I don't even know who we're talking about here, so.
SCS Contracting.
Okay, I know. So what do they have? What were they given before? There's another bid that they were given?
Yes, to remove and replace concrete curb, and now we're giving him more concrete curb without a bid.
Oh, what was the value of the previous project?
It's in the bill list, if you'll allow me.
43, 20, 850, and 1100.
Page 3 of 4, 2/3 of the way down, SCS Contracting.
Okay, so it's 43 and 850, so that's 44. So it's like 5,000, 5,700.
But it doesn't work out. The state law doesn't work a la carte, Mr.
No, so Mr. Poller, so that they currently have,
Why don't you
One at a time, please.
since I have not looked at this at all, why don't you pull this?
Mr. Poller, can you lean into your seat, please?
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Why don't you pull this and let me take a look at it tomorrow?
okay, thank you, and then you'll get back to us.
Of course.
Mr. Poller has that old phone that they're using in the picture next to our faces.
I think so.
I have it on speaker, and we're a little far away.
Not many of us remember those phones, but,
Okay, so we're gonna table this bill and pull, table this, approval. And then, Mr. Pollard, could you also direct me when you can to those rules?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, sorry, I just lost my list. Okay. All right, so we're gonna pull that out. The litter and recycling receptacles are next, Mike, that you pulled.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with buying 24 garbage cans for $36,500. Is this coming from a recycling grant, Mr. Tovo, or is this coming right out of the municipal budget?
Coming from Clean Communities Grant, we have over $120,000 there.
Okay, all right, as long as it's not coming out of the,
It's not out of the budget, and it's not matching.
that was my only question. Do we look at multiple vendors, or do these match the ones we have, or are they different?
We did look at multiple vendors. Only one vendor was able to match the ones that we have.
And that's Ben Schaefer?
But
So these will match the ones we have, we're not gonna have different ones again, like,
correct.
okay, I'm okay with it.
Okay, so we're good with 191, we're not pulling that.
Yep. As long as everybody else is, I was just wanting more
Yeah, I'm
clarification.
fine. It's not coming out of our budget, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's coming out of money that's in reserve.
Yeah.
your tax dollars at work.
So we have to vote on 191 now?
Well, you still have to do 192. Oh, no, Dr. Cassio's fine with that, so we're good with that. Yeah, so what do we have left? We
That was it.
have 186, 187, we have 192, and 193.
No, you took out 192.
Yeah, we got 191 and 193.
All right. All right, so you have to do, yeah, because you have a, so Ken, I guess we'll roll call to table what we tabled, and then we'll do a roll call on what we're gonna approve?
Well, everybody has a right to pull them out. I mean, so these resolutions are out. I don't think you have to have a motion to take them out. You can just take them
Okay,
out.
just do the motion on what we're gonna approve then, right?
Those have been taken out, right? Those have been taken out right now. They've been identified. So now you have a motion just on the remaining part.
All right.
The others you would have to have a separate vote on.
Okay.
You're not even moving those.
Okay, so where are we then? Okay, so I've got, hold on, I lost my paper. Okay, so we're good with, we're pulling 185, right? We're pulling 188, 189, 190. Oh no, we're pulling 190, and we're pulling 192.
Yes,
Right, I have 186, 187, 191, 193.
Yes.
that is correct.
Okay.
All right, so let's try that. Let's do that. 186, 187, 191, 193. Okay.
Okay, so,
Motion?
Cassio, so moved.
Second, DeSena.
Okay. Councilman Cassio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn to conference agenda?
So moved, Cassio.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Sorry, whoever that was.
All right.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
All right, does anybody have to go get their budget books or anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we take a 2-minute break? 5-minute break?
Tell Ricky.
Okay, I'm telling Ricky now.
Line, yes.
Are you
Yeah.
just gonna go into budget, by the way?
Who's that?
That's Mr. Pollard.
Oh, Mr. Pollard, don't you want to stay with us?
Much as I'd like to, no.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing budget.
All right, then is it all right if I leave?
Mr. Pollard's leaving the meeting, is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Nothing closed?
No, you're not closed.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna pause the recording. Ricky's
Right.
off? Good night. There, I'm going to unpause this, so it'll be recording,
Okay.
and
Are
we
we starting on a,
we are in.
what are we doing?
All right, well, we did the payroll. We talked about payroll last time. That was most of the meeting. We're gonna have to schedule another, there were a few updates. We're gonna have to schedule another meeting for that.
Right, plus you have to vote for them out in public anyway.
Yes.
Correct. Okie dokies.
Okay.
Can I ask, may I ask an inane question, bearing in mind if some of us sat at the dais and some of us sat at the table in front of the dais and some of us sat around the room, we could easily have social distancing and maybe have another budget meeting where we were all together.
No, I think maybe we'll just get another folding table in there to spread us out further.
Would you want to try that?
I think it sets a bad example to the public.
Yeah, and it's closed, right? Isn't it? Aren't they supposed to be closed?
We're
No.
we're employees.
Yeah, but, we've been booting people out. We've had stragglers get in, and we've been shooing them out.
Okay,
That's
let's.
the best example we can.
Sorry.
By not doing it.
Have we received anything from the state of how long the budget's gonna get extended, Mr. Feldman?
There is no extension for the budget right now. We're going to be filing for an extension, but they have said that it's still due at the end of the month.
Time out. I reached out to the state today.
There's no
and because the
extension.
mayor had asked me, she had said that they're working on currently possibly a month, but they're working on it, so they will let everybody know as soon as they have more information.
Right, I want to file the extension before that, though, so we don't get in trouble.
Yes, please.
And who's filing that, Stacy?
I'm going to work with Sue on that.
I think that's prudent.
Yeah, I would rather, look, I'm in tax. I'm like, for any extension you'll give us, as long as I can file the paperwork, we're good.
File the extension, let's work on it like crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially, we don't know, unfortunately, we do not know what the upcoming weeks look like, and I think filing the extension and just, let's see what happens, and then making a decision.
None of us knows where we're.
Oh, I'm not saying that. Oh, I'm saying keep going as much as we can. Absolutely. Let's go and let's get done as much as we can. I agree with you. Oh, I'm not saying waiting for the state. No way.
No, I don't want to wait for the state. Okay,
No.
so I
What page,
Post-
people?
post we were supposed to be meeting with some of the department heads.
That could be a toughie.
Yeah, well, we could put them, they can go into an office upstairs, like where the mayor and Mr. Tovo are, and they can conference call in.
Okay, because what I have us left off was,
I'm on page 16, Stacy.
You're on
much
16?
further than that. I'm past the police.
All right, let's see. 9, 11.
Somebody please give me a page, and I'd
Wait,
like to.
sorry, I was past the police. Corrected. Past.
That one.
Well, we just skip around a little too.
Yeah, but you know what? I agree with Mike. It looks like 16.
I have 16 as well.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Okay, doke.
Okay, I have 15 is done. Okay. We're at the tax assessor's office supplies. We're at the tax assessor's office supplies.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay, $500 for the tax assessor's office supplies. Everybody, listen, I'm gonna go down. If you have a problem, then say something. If you don't have a problem, we're gonna keep going, because we're on the phone. Would that be okay with everybody?
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Yep.
Okay. Finance, tax assessor's office supplies, $500. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Subscription and books, $100.
Can we make it 0? They haven't spent any money there in years. We just get
Good point.
But that, I think,
4 or 5 years, you should zero it out.
so you want to let them not have them buy any publications, or that they may need to do their job in case they want it, for $100.
Stacy, they haven't spent anything.
I understand they haven't spent anything, but if there's new people in there, you don't know.
Right, I'm good with the $100.
I'm good with the $100.
They may come in wanting to, so I'm 100% good with that.
I'm for education.
Nobody's
Don't
enough.
cast me as being against education. It's just historically they haven't used any money.
Yeah. Like 0 there, Steve. It's not against education. It's just that.
It is, because if they don't buy any publications or subscriptions or anything, then they're not getting anything to update what they're doing.
He works in
not
3 other
keeping up.
towns who probably can get them somewhere else.
That's the history of that line item.
But that doesn't make it right.
All right, let's.
It's $100.
It's $100. I'll move on.
Michael, talk up.
I'm okay with 100.
Do you want to motion it? Do you want to vote on it, or are you just going to agree to it? What do you want to do?
Do we want to agree on it, or do we need a vote?
I agree.
So we have Mr. DeSanta and Mr. Cumming.
Okay, let's have a vote. I'm making a motion to vote on finance, tax assessor, subscription and books, $100. Sue?
Where's the second?
I'll second, Morgan.
Okay, Councilman Casio. Councilman Cumming.
No.
Councilman DeSena.
No.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes.
It's at a 0.
Yeah.
Finance, tax assessor, dues and meetings, $700. Finance, tax assessor, travel, $300.
No.
Finance, tax assessor, furniture and equipment. Mr. Tubbo, is this being moved? This is a negative amount. Is this being moved into a general line? The negative amount that's left over here, or what happened there?
There has been improper charge to that line because there was no money allocated there.
Okay.
Need to allocate money.
All right, so let's skip that. Legal advertisements is $50.
Good.
Tax books. So they've got $3,800. Is there a reason why it's up a little bit? Is it because there might be a second? Is there something on this line that's making it more than it has been?
A need for new tax books.
Sorry, say that one more time.
There's a need for some updated tax books.
Oh, updated tax books. Okay. I'm good with this line. Is everybody okay?
Okay.
Well, why is it 38 when you say new? What have they been doing in the past? Are these the ones that they purchased last year old ones?
No, they need to update more books this year. That's why it's a higher number.
I mean, more than they have to update more books more than they've had to in the past.
Right.
They change every year.
But are we buying 2 sets of them, Mr. Tovo, or are we just buying additional books?
My understanding is there needs to be more updated books. I can get more clarification from him, but...
Why don't we revisit that after we get more information from Mr. Tovo?
Come back to that.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna more info.
Because the historical is about 2,000, and he wants 3,800.
Well, that's why I was saying that we're getting 2 sets. I thought maybe we should
be, if you're updating every year, you shouldn't have to update twice as much.
He's saying not that the same books are being updated. I think he's saying that there's additional ones that need updating. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we tabled it. Let's wait to get a clearer answer from the tax assessor.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Mr. Tovo.
Okay, next one, 0. Miscellaneous, $100. Okay. Computer software. First line is no computer software this year.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the one line, the 11573, which was already fixed, I'm assuming.
Are you going backwards, Stacy?
Yeah, no, I'm marking my totals at the bottom and where we stand.
Gotcha.
So, okay, so we're tabling the 3,800. Okay, special emergency tax map revision. So first line 0, second line 0. So we're done with that one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip. We're at Department of Law. We've already went through the salary. Extraordinary services and litigations is 0. Okay, so we're done there.
So we're approving line item 00120155110, the salary with the 1.5% increase?
I thought we did in the salary lines already.
Is that 1.5%?
Yes, that's 1.5%.
Okay.
I thought we did in the salary lines already.
Well, but what you did was you did it in the closed session, but
Okay, so we have to do it in open. Okay,
That's why I was asking, Stace, thank you.
With this Department of Law salary?
Yes.
Okay. So that's okay, right? That's done.
Well,
yeah, it's 1.5. Correct?
Yes, it's 1.5, Steve.
Okay.
If you flip the page, it shows a 1.5 salary increase.
I see it. Thank you.
So you're all okay with that?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Department of Law, other legal services. 45,000. That's when we talked about that's for COA.
Stacy, it's the mayor. You may have let Ken go a little too soon because he's one of the department heads who wants to discuss his budget.
Right, okay. Well, maybe we can get through it.
You want to get back? Well,
call him back.
Yeah, call him back.
I mean, he's got only 3 or 4 line items. You want to just skip it and get him at the next meeting?
So I know based on okay, so the Department of Law, other legal services, that's the 45,000 is the COA line.
Without him explaining it, I'm not comfortable second-guessing what he's thinking behind that number.
Okay, let's see if we can get him back.
You want me to text him, or do you want to text him?
Sue, you want to give him a call?
I'm going to look and see if I have his number. I should. I will give him a holler.
The administrator's calling him.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Thank you. probably already in the jacuzzi with the champagne.
Well, he may be, but he's calling in anyway.
Good show.
Mr. Tovo, do you have luck?
Yes, he's calling in.
Great. Thank you.
So does the line have to plug back in, or?
No, I mean, the line is open.
Oh, he's calling on our line. Never mind.
He's probably looking for his directions.
If you look down on page 19, it has all the COA fees down there, just to let you know.
Correct. That's why I wanted to know why this was so high.
Well,
Come on, Ken.
I see the 12.5 for COA, but I don't see, and the planner fees for 25,000, but I thought that was the planner, not legal.
Well, COA is part of Ken's town responsibilities.
I know, but these items, aren't these specific to these activities down here, the 25,000 and the 12.5?
Well, they're specific to COA.
No, I know, but planner fees and special master fees, not legal fees in relationship to COA.
Yeah, he doesn't get paid for COA legal fees. That's part of his salary.
Okay.
That's why it's zero.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Hello?
We're going through your section, Mr. Poller. So we've started with, we are at other legal services of $45,000.
Right. And you want to know what that's for?
Yes, please, Mr. Poller.
Okay, so there's anticipated litigation,
Speak it to the phone, Ken.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, you know what? Let me just hold it up in my head here. Hold on. Let me just hold it up here. Okay. All right. Is that better?
Sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay, good. Yeah. Enough with the speakers. In years gone by the way, when litigation was normal, it was always, just so you know, it was usually around $70,000 or even more, depending upon what's involved. So, what I see in this year is the Viviano lawsuit, number 1, the COA lawsuit, number 2, the condemnation lawsuits, number 3. There's also what's his name? The labor lawyer. He does things that he bills against that as well. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's a fairly it's a very conservative number.
Well, Viviano, aren't we being represented by Mr. Lamatino for Viviano, Mr. Poller?
No, not in the lawsuit.
Oh, okay, that'll come back to your office. Okay.
Right. No, I'm the one that has the lawsuit. He's got the planning board, but I have the lawsuit.
And isn't that part of your general salary, the lawsuit?
No, you know it's not.
Well, I don't. That's why I'm asking.
No. Litigation is not part of my lawsuit. You know, the salary ordinance says litigation, administrative agencies, and special projects.
Okay.
Where does that say that, Ken? Because again,
it says it in the
back
salary
to
ordinance.
the code saying you're responsible for all representation of the township.
Okay, here we go again. All right.
I know, Ken. Listen, I'm letting you know. You know where I stand.
Mr. Poller's finished.
Hello?
Let me finish. Okay. All right. So, let's start at the beginning. Okay. I think Dr. Cassio says that the code says that I have to represent the township in everything. And yes, it does. It does say I have to do everything. But it does not say at what price and what I get paid for, okay? If you go around to all of the other municipalities, and I think, I'm assuming that Mike DeSena is going to confirm this, but doesn't really matter. No lawyers working for not getting paid extra for doing litigation, okay? Litigation is something over and above your basic salary and your basic services. And the basic services are pretty extensive because the basic services includes things like attendance at regular meetings, attendance at special meetings, communication with all 8 departments, working with the police, fire, finance, DMF, recreation, engineering, and health, working with the municipal clerk, working with municipal offices, communications with council members and the mayor. I'm just reading a few things I drafted down here. Draft ordinances, prepare resolutions, prepare bid awards, prepare contracts. Area subjects including ordinance and code interpretation, zoning questions, property maintenance issues, zoning board issues, planning board issues, bidding questions, property acquisitions and usage, property sales, negotiations, environmental matters, personnel issues, Oprah issues, legal interpretations, investigations, insurance issues, cell tower leasing for any property that goes on, review and revise contracts, draft contracts, and that's just to name a few. So that's the basic thing that's covered. All the one category or the general category that's not included is litigation, administrative agencies, or special projects. That's covered by under the ordinance, the salary ordinance. Billed at $135 an hour. Now, $135 an hour, just so you know, is fairly modest. If you go to Westwood, that he's billing, I think, at $175. Most of the guys are billing at $165, $150. You know, and I kept it at $135 for I don't know how long.
You should go work at Westwood, Ken.
Yeah, well, it's true. Even Old Japan, they build it to $170. You know, it's let me tell you, I've kept it, you know, always very low. I also took a look at what else I take. Aside from where did I put that? You called me without my glasses. You called me back. The budgets for the overall budgets for some of the other towns. Just so you know, not that I'm saying you know we have to be matching or anything like that, but you know. Westwood like 140,000, Rivervale 130 plus 3,200, Emerson 189, Hillsdale 188, Mawa 290, Montvale 345, Ridgewood 294, Park Ridge 400,000. That's pretty good. Woodcliff Lake 225. All I'm saying, and I'm not saying we have to have the same thing. But all I'm saying is that our expenses are extremely low. The one thing that you don't want to do is, because, you know, this comes up all the time. This came up previously, you know, oh, how could you bill for that? You didn't budget for it. You know, as if we could actually anticipate litigation, all litigations, which you can't do. So bottom line is I'm anticipating really litigation that I know does exist. And also the labor stuff putting on top of that. So putting in $45,000 is exceedingly modest, to say the least. And that's basically what I have to say.
So, and then I also see the COA legal fees line was moved up to this litigation line. Is that correct or no?
Well, let me just say one thing too. COA, there are also other expenses in COA that have to do with T&M. That's a number, and then there's the court master, who is also in there as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's T&M is $25,000, if I recall, and I think the court master, I don't know, 12, 15,000, something like that, as I recall.
Okay.
Those are in there. Yeah, those are in there as well. I mean, we just put that to the legal budget. It's really other people, but, you know, it's a legal budget.
Okay, I'm good with the 45,000. Anybody else have an issue or agree it's okay?
I'm a no.
Who's that, Steve?
Yes, Ken, you know who it is.
Yeah, I can always count on you.
Nothing personal, Ken. I'm just following the law.
You're not following the law.
Yes, Ken, I know we disagree.
I'm okay with it,
You're not
Steve.
following the law.
Okay, Ken. You're the attorney. Citizen.
This is Art. I'm okay with it.
Councilman DeSena?
I'm a no.
Okay, Sue, can we call for a vote, please?
All right, who's going to motion?
I'm motioning for a vote on other legal fees for $45,000. It's Stacy.
I'll second. Morgan.
Councilman Casio. Councilman Casio.
No.
Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
No.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes.
It's a go.
Okay. All right, consulting, non-legal, $2,000.
That's for appraisals for tax appeals.
Okay, I'm good with this. Does anybody have an issue? Okay. All right, so we're closing this line, $47,000 for this one. Okay. All right, the next section is COA. So we've got COA planner fees, $25,000. Last year it was $28,334. I'm good with
Okay.
this.
Yeah, good. And remember, he was in to see you and laid out all the things that have to be done. And even after we go through a compliance hearing, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to have to do afterwards. It's not the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? There are things that have to be worked on afterwards. So, we will need him for sure.
Okay, I'm good with this. Does anybody have an issue? No? Okay, I'm moving on. Okay, the special master fees of $12,500. I'm good with this. We spent $89.53 last year. I'm good with the $12,500 this year.
Okay.
No issues? Good. Okay, so we're good with this control total of $37.500.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, tax appeals. So we had a negative $3,800 last year. That's refunds, I'm assuming? Oh, that's the appraisers. Why is there a negative here?
That must be the appraiser.
I think that was the appraiser. We budgeted money, but we did not spend it last year.
Okay.
So
See, that was transferred out of the account.
It's transferred out. Okay, thank you.
Right.
So but we do need to budget for money here.
No.
Who said no?
Sorry, what?
Did someone say no?
No, I said no. We had with the 2,000 is for the appraisers.
Yeah, 4,000.
Yeah, so that's
4,000.
4,000. Okay, we're good.
Whatever it was, you approve whatever it was for the appraisal.
4,000. Okay.
So we're leaving the 4,000?
Yes. Nobody said anything. We're leaving the 4,000. Okay, I think we're done with Mr. Power, actually. Am I correct? I don't see any...
We have litigation or something, I believe.
Where's that?
I think you just voted on the 45,000. This is on the 45,000 you voted for already?
Yeah, we voted for the 5,000.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't be sorry.
No. Yeah, no. No, I don't want to hang up until you're absolutely done.
No, I'm going through. I don't see anything else.
Another line. No.
Yeah, because you had 2,000 here for appraisal. Tax appeals was $2,000 on the first one. And then you're having this $4,000.
Yeah, okay. I don't see anything else. Correct?
Right.
They're legal items.
Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Power.
Okay, thank you.
Ken.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay. Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. Department of Engineering is next.
Oh, that's the director's salary.
Yeah,
So that should be okay.
Yeah, the $12.50. Everybody okay?
Yep.
Sure.
General engineering, last year the expense was $44,194. This year requested is $65, same as last year. Okay?
Well, expect we're going to have a lot of work to do with all of our construction projects. Yes, Michael?
Should be broken down by project, but that's fine. I'm okay.
Okay, stormwater management engineering fees, $5,000. I'm good. Okay, so the control line of $70,000 is good.
Okay.
Okay, public affairs. The public affairs director, $1,250. I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's also.
Stacy, it's the mayor.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hello. Public Affairs Director wanted to come in to talk about her budget because she'd like to introduce some new things for this year.
Okay, so why don't we schedule that then?
Yeah, she was one of the department heads, so when we know what meetings you schedule in the future, I'll reach out to her.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
No bid, 2,500. There's. Okay, so Davey for the budget, and then we will we'll move on to the next section.
Public affairs, okay.
So we're going to go to public affairs. The next is WCTV cable television expense. That's page 23.
What did you do about public affairs postage?
Dave, Daisy wants to come in and talk. The public affairs director wants to come in and talk to us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So we're gonna wait for her to come in.
So we're skipping all that stuff.
Yes, we're skipping basically page 22 and the top of.
Okay.
Okay.
I got you. I'm with you now. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. WCTV, is everybody with me on page 23, WCTV cable television expense?
Yep.
Okay. So, my question here was, we're only budgeting $10,000 and they spent $29,000 last year. When I looked at the expenses, it seems to be that it was a large computer system. Is that because in the $10,000 this year is because we're not having that, correct?
Last year they had requested capital funds for an upgraded server.
Right.
We moved into the current fund. That's why you saw the spike in that number last year.
Is that 10,000? Excuse me, it's Casio. Is that $10,000 just to cover our meetings?
No, that's a separate.
It's a separate line.
Okay, so we put a huge amount of money in there to get them up to date with technology, and that's why we put in that large chunk over the last couple of years. That number should still be coming down.
Well, it did. It came down 19,000.
Should be coming down.
Even more.
Down a lot, almost flat.
Why? When you still got to run the television center, though.
Well, that's the other line item, Stacy. He gets paid.
It's the other line item.
I
mean, they're not part of the township.
No, but it says what other line item? Where's the other? Does anybody know what page that's on, just so I can get a look at it?
Let me see.
Page up. 406, 520.
Public affairs, yes. Videotaping council meetings, 406-520. It's on page 22 near the bottom.
That's just for what we pay Ricky, correct, Sue?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's Ricky's salary is the 10,000.
Yes. Mr. Tovo, can I ask a question?
Wait. So, Mr. Tovo, do we know what is in the 10,000 that they're requesting? Have you seen their line items?
Yeah, they had reported this year that in the past they were funded around the $7,000 or $8,000 range. They felt like funded at $10,000 would give them the extra room in the event something broke and needed to be replaced. For the majority or the vast amount of volunteer time they put in, I thought that was reasonable. And if council wants to reduce it based on their.
I know. Let's see. So $10,000 is it's like what, $880 a month? $833 a month to run the television in case they need something fixed.
Yeah, I mean that's one way to look at it. I think it's more likely that money is going to be spent in sports as things need to be replaced or repaired.
And if something breaks and we can't repair it, then there's no television station.
can you tell me the history of the television station, Mr. Tovo? Is that a township run organization, or is it a separate organization that we use?
Are you quizzing me on this? I don't believe it's a town organized. I think it's just town supported.
Correct. So we are supporting it, correct?
Assisting it, we are.
Yeah, they don't do any fundraising of their own or anything.
Pardon me.
I would make the recommendation to take it back down to 7. That's my recommendation.
I kind of tend to agree. I think it sounds like it's an arbitrary number. Just, we may need $10,000 to, just in case.
Okay, so I think we should get somebody in from the TV station before we just bring it down. I think we should hear them out because they do a lot for the town. I don't disagree to come down, but I think we should actually give them the courtesy of letting us know what they're thinking about. So did you receive anything from anybody about the line item?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Well, that's what I was going to ask Mr. Tovo. What was that last email that came through? There was something else there was one more thing that they wanted to do, but I don't remember what it was, and you were going to talk to them about if it was necessary and how much and that stuff.
Yeah, the most recent thing is the Optum upgrade, which will be done this week. That's something that's coming out of their budget.
But remember there was that email that was given to me, and I gave it to you, and I asked if you had known anything about this with the budget?
Sue, can you send me that email, please?
Sure.
Okay, let's table this item until we can get a clearer picture. I don't want to I want to at least hear them and...
I will forward it to you, and you take a look, and then Bob, I'll send it to you as well, all right?
Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head what it was for, though. I really don't, so I apologize, but I knew there was something they were looking to do. One more thing. They've done very well this year with what they've done, though, to be honest with you. It's a big improvement.
Yeah, okay, so let's hear from them before we just reduce it and see what they want to do.
So we're going to table this one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the only line there. Okay.
Do you want to go back onto Rick's salary just to clear up that one end, since it is WCTV?
No, that's, so you mean the videotaping council meetings?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
At least get that one line item done since it's connected with WCTV.
Well, it's in public affairs, so I'm good with the 10,000. Anybody have any issues?
No, I'm good.
It's good.
Okay, so we'll approve that line. Okay, good. Okay.
So we're approving, Stacy?
I'm sorry?
406-520, the public affairs videotaping council meeting.
Okay, good, all right.
Under the expense line, let me just add that as an old theater person, that the lamps in the lamps cost $200+ each. The stage lights up on the 3rd floor. So their expenses are nothing to sneeze at, because everything for that is very expensive. But let them come in.
Thank you, Mr. Cumming.
Thank you.
Okay.
Page 24?
Yeah, page,
What about we got to do planning department at the bottom of 23, Sue.
yeah, weren't we supposed to be getting some information on that, though, on the salaries?
No.
The building department, that was the building department.
Yep.
Okay. Planning secretary salary, 15.
No, that was out of the other meeting that you did with the all the departments.
Yes.
Yeah, so we didn't agree on the 15,225. We agreed on the 1.5 of 13,593.
Right.
Well, you did a total of 3 to add up to 1.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's why if you're gonna do salaries here, you're gonna have salaries there. Did you want to do just all salaries in one night?
No, no, let's keep going through the line items so we don't lose what we're doing.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're skipping around too much and nobody knows what's going on.
If you look at that sheet that I sent you, the table that I had put together for you at the mayor's request.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking for my notes.
Yeah, it's on the first page.
Okay.
Do that in our packet.
No, that was emailed to you. You know what? It was emailed on, I believe, last Wednesday, I believe.
Yes, I have it, Wednesday. Oh, you gotta go up. Yeah, you gotta get that ink off your head.
Come on. Dagnabbit. Mike, did you find it?
Yeah, I'm printing it right now.
Okay.
So is that. Okay, I've got it. Mike, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. I got it.
Everybody else good?
So this line item could become 50,000 flat, according to your chart, Sue.
You put all three of them together. And Mr. Tova was gonna have to figure out how he was gonna break it down between the departments.
Yeah. Hold on.
So we're gonna make this one 15, Stacy?
Wait, I'm sorry, mine stopped printing. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was going, and then it decided not to. You know what, I'm just gonna put it up on screen. Hold on. I think my printer might be out of ink.
Get a laser jet.
It's true. Okay, so we've got, planning board secretary. So, yeah, we had agreed on 15 here.
Mm-hmm.
The line says 15,225, is that right?
It should be 15 there even.
It should be 15 even.
Oh, it should?
Yes,
All right, is that what we're going to approve then?
yes. That's what we agreed on in our meeting.
Okay.
Do I do a
No, no.
motion? Do you wanna vote on it?
Well, we agreed at 35 total for all three of her positions, correct?
Yes, we did.
That's what I have in my notes, my notes from the last meeting. That's 35 total.
Right, so planning board secretary, tax assessor, zoning board secretary, correct?
Yep.
So, right, so 5814 plus the 15 and the did we say 35 total?
Yeah.
35 total, that's what I have here. I have it in
Yep.
my notes. I think, Desiree, you agreed with that, right?
For some reason, I have 38.
I have 38 also. My notes say it should have been 38.
I don't think so.
I have
All right, can we
35.
table that then?
All three combined 35, like Sue has.
If we can, do you want to table that one?
No, wait, hold on, wait, let me just.
No, you know what? I do have.
Actually, I have 35.
35. 35.
I have 35.
Yeah, that's what we agreed. Yeah, we voted on it and agreed to that in that meeting.
Wait, I think I have 35,814, which was the regular increase on the one
I
position.
have 35 flat for some reason.
Yeah, 35 flat.
I know. I don't
35 flat, Steve.
Well, I think that's so the 5,814 wasn't that a regular increase that position? That's tax assessor clerk. That's fire prevention.
Because you went back and forth on this one.
We did, yeah.
I have it at 35 flat. We voted on it. We
Yeah.
around 35.
Yeah, that's what I have here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with 35.
All right,
So these two line items bring her up to 17, right? You have the salary and the meeting fees is 17 out of that 35.
Huh?
Wait, no, 30 and 35.
So you have 15, 180,
Yeah.
and then you go.
The meeting fees were not supposed to be factored in.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Five.
Yeah, that wasn't part of that.
Right, the meeting fees were separate. That we did discuss. The meeting fees are separate.
Okay, so 15. So we're going to make 110, 15K, Stacy,
Yes,
and then we're going to. Everybody's okay with the 2,000 for meeting fees?
I'm good with that.
I'm just flipping pages. That's all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mike. You were fuzzy.
No, I just wanted to clear up that page. That cleans up that page. So,
Okay, we're done with that page.
110 is going to be 15K, and we're going to leave the 2,000.
All right, the next item is, so that leaves that planning board, other expenses. So we're at 17,000 flat for that control line. Okay,
Yep.
planning board, other expenses. Office supplies, $300. I'm good with that. Okay, nobody's got a problem? Okay, subscriptions and books. They want to get land use pamphlets for $275. Okay, dues, meetings, and conferences, $150. Legal services, they've got 12.5 this year. They spent 10 last year. I'm good with the 12.5. They're anticipating an increase. Looks like. Okay, so we are at. Okay, legal advertising, $250.
Fine.
Okay, planning board consulting, non-legal fees, $2,500. I'm good with that. It's down. They only spent 6. I'm good with the 25. Okay, and that takes that down, all those items, $16,475.
You got to do
There's one more.
training.
Yeah, that training, that last one at the very top, Stacy, the $500.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So yes, $500 for training.
Good.
Okay. Yep. All right, so $16,475 for planning board. Okay.
So here's her other salary, right? This is the other 15. We're going to make this 15K too.
Yes.
Correct.
Right?
This line, so 185, so 00121 185-110, we're changing to 15,000.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay, zoning officer. Okay, so this, we have to table these two lines because we still had questions. We didn't get feedback yet on these two. So we're going to table zoning officer and code enforcement official.
What are you waiting for? Because I thought we were good taking out the third one.
Correct.
I thought you were going to just, I thought the conversation was you were going to check and we were going to leave it at that.
No, not on this one.
Yeah, no. The one was being taken out to 2021, and the other two were going to total 50.
Yeah, 45,109. I have it as 45,109 was his new salary.
Right, the amounts of money, I think, were what was in question, not.
You had agreed 50,000.
You just wait 1 minute, please, thanks.
Yes, it was 50. I can't remember that. You can see it right here.
So with the new total we came up with, so it was 65,000 originally, and new total we're at 50.
We're at 45,109. I have.
I have what Sue has on her sheet of 50.
Was it 50? Those are my notes.
Zoning and code.
Right, we're at 50. We agreed upon that.
All right, I have 45,109. That's what I have.
No, that number I don't know where you came up with, Mike, but I definitely have 50.
Let me see if I come up with anything different.
Buying 120 and 130 into one? Is that what you're doing?
Well, it's two different roles, but yeah, the total salary between the two was 50 is what we agreed upon.
Okay, well, I wasn't at the meeting, so 120 was, what did you put it for 120?
I think because it was one person, we came up with one salary.
Okay, well, you gotta give it a new number.
Well, no, you got to just split it between zoning officer and code enforcement to come up to 50.
Okay, well, give me
25 and 25.
Give me the number for zoning and give me the number for
So code enforcement will stay as is, and zoning will go to 25.
for a total of
50.
Well, that's not what I have. I have 40 and 25. That's 65.
No, take the zoning officer to 25 from 40.
Right. We're decreasing it, Steve.
Okay, so you're decreasing it by what?
15,000.
15,000.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't have that, so I wasn't there. So now I have it. So now we're at 25, right? And 25, which is 50, correct?
Correct.
Oh.
I have on my notes, guys, you broke it 25 and 25.
Yeah, that's what we have.
That's
Yep.
what we just did.
Okay, that was the question. Thank you.
Okay, so are we good with the 25 for the zoning officer and 25 with the code enforcement official, which we already agreed upon?
Yes.
Yeah, if you agreed on it, I'm okay with it.
Yes.
Okay. Zoning board security meeting fees, $850.
Secretary.
Oh, sorry, secretary. Sorry, my eyes are getting...
Good.
Okay. We have to change this, okay. Other expenses, there's nothing there. Office supplies, $300. Did I miss a line? No.
Nope.
Okay. Office supplies.
300?
Yeah.
Okay.
Subscriptions and books, $100. Okay. Zoning dues, meetings, and conferences, $750.
Okay.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sue, yes. What's
Only because it's something that I mentioned, I think, to Mr. Tobo way like last year, like anything else. If someone is going to work for a different town, if we could possibly split the cost of the conference so that we're not taking the burden of it all.
Okay, but I think that's not a budget discussion. I think if we approve this amount, we can talk about that later.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, legal services, $3,500.
Steve, hang on a second real quick. Can we go back to office supplies? How much did you say that? We're approving?
300. They spent $393 last year.
Right, so we're going to go with the 300.
Yeah, because you'll see the note, they added sheriff's OBS software.
Yeah, but that's then with the 700.
Yeah.
Sorry, the 700. Sorry.
That's okay.
So what are we approving here?
700.
700.
I'm not okay with the 700.
For office supplies?
So you don't want them to have the tracking software? Oh, the recording, I'm sorry.
So they're adding the recording software?
We're adding their sheriff.
Prorating it. My mistake.
The issue between the clerk, the court, and planning zoning.
I'm okay with that, with prorating the share to each department.
That's what we're doing.
So we would have
So
had,
we're asking for 700, not the 300 requested?
Correct.
yeah, they're adding the share of the recording software to their budget.
Who's that being split upon, among?
The court, clerk, and planning zoning.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, good. Sorry, that's my mistake. Okay, zoning, office board, legal advertising, $200.
Well, Bob, when you go to planning department office supplies, it's not there.
He didn't say planning, he said legal. He said,
No,
court,
He said planning board, zoning board, court,
And clerk.
and clerk.
Well, for the court and the clerk, it should already be in their budgets. It wasn't being billed to planning and zoning.
Yeah, but, okay, so planning doesn't have it being billed there either.
planning has it,
Because being,
office supply, meeting fees, extra hours.
it shows this line item to put it into.
So office supplies right now for planning is $300, Mr. Chobo. Is that going to, there's no note there that it's going to include the recording software?
It's all being charged here.
Okay, for planning, okay. Okay, zoning office board for training, 500.
Well, what about consulting, what about legal services? Why didn't that go up so much, Stacy?
I don't know, we went,
We skipped that one.
we didn't skip it. I said legal services, 3,500.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking, yeah, I missed that one. Why are we increasing that by so much? We only spent $1,750 last year.
Well, if you look at the history of the line item, it's well above or at least above the 3,500 with all the activity we had going on toward the latter part of 19, likely to carry into 20. We felt we should bring the number up a little bit.
Yeah, but we only spent $1,750 in 19, Bob.
And again, look back over the 4 prior years, we spent more than the 1,750.
So you're saying that last year was, so in 2019 was low in spend, but historically I can see that in 15 it was 4,790, in 16 it was 4,800, 4,800 again, then 2,700 in 18, 1,750 in 19. You're saying in order to cover, they'd like to budget 3,500.
Mike, you know that I'm going to agree that you leave it at 3,500 because there are issues that we're going to have because of, well, you know the deal. So I would leave it at 3,500 at that.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to tell you,
Councilman Casio, what deal are you talking about?
we're probably going to blow through that. So I would leave it. Historically, it's been that much, so I would leave it there. Okay.
I agree.
I would leave it there.
Okay.
You know me, I don't like to raise anything, but that we're going to spend it.
When you say that,
So what do you
worries.
think we're going to spend it on?
Leave it at 3,500.
No, I understand. I'm asking you what, in your opinion, we're going to spend it on.
I'd rather not discuss it.
Well, it doesn't give much transparency.
I'm not going to be on the hook. I'm not going to. I'll say it in closed, but I'm not going to say it in open.
Okay, then let's put it on closed session, because I would like to know.
We can't have a closed session.
You can't have to do it tonight, but we'll have a closed session if you want to talk about it. I'll request it.
Okay.
Recommended by the state, as long as we're doing these remote meetings, to avoid closed session.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So next time we meet, we'll have a closed session about it.
Angel?
I'd leave it there. That's a good number.
Okay, but I'm concerned over what you're saying, because it doesn't provide any transparency for what's going on. That's a big issue that everybody's been discussing.
I'm not going to open myself up. If you want to talk about it in closed, we'll put it in closed. But
Okay.
my recommendation is leave it at 3,500. That's a good number.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Stacy, can I suggest you leave it, but discuss it in closed?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, we're good with 3,500.
Yes.
I don't like the fact that everybody's talking about transparency and we're not being transparent. My opinion. Anyway, moving on. Uniform construction code. Oh, I'm sorry, zoning office printing, there's nothing, so control total 5,300, we're good there, nothing changed. Okay,
Which one did you just,
it's 3,500 for the legal fees.
okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And then, are we down to legal advertising and such?
Yeah, we did,
Training?
it's 200 for legal advertising, and we did do training at 500. Sorry if you didn't hear me.
Great, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay, so we're good there.
Very, very good.
Okay. So those control totals are good. Okay, Uniform Construction Code, UCC official, 28,813. It's the 1.5 salary increase, which I believe, I just want to check the list before. Just give me 1 minute. I want to just check the list.
Mr. Tovo, this is where you said if we leave the salaries the way we are, we have a $4,000 deficit?
If we leave them as recommended, yes.
Okay, I'm not comfortable with any deficit there.
Well, this is just a 1.5% increase. Oh,
But please keep in
But this
mind
should
that
be-
we have not addressed our fees in 12 years.
Then that's his fault. That's the construction code official's fault, not ours.
Well, according to him, he's brought that to the administration's attention, but there was never any action taken.
So, Mr. Tovo, you've been there for 2 years. Has he brought it to you?
Not until this came up.
Thank you. So he has not brought it to you. So I'm not comfortable with the $4,000 deficit. If he'd like to come up and address the fees, that's his prerogative. But I don't want the taxpayers to fund a department that should be self-funded.
wait. Okay, so so on this specific line, this has been going up every year. And you're saying overall the department is running at a $4,000 deficit. I believe these were the questions we had at the last budget meeting. This was part of those questions. Mr. Tovo, this was part of the questions where we had asked to find out what was going on with this department.
I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. I said that while ideally the department should be funded by the fees and permits that come in, but we're not obligated to, we're not restricted by that number. We can utilize current fund monies to offset the budget for this department.
Right, and I completely understand where you're coming from, and I do understand the theory. However, we did ask to find out what the ins and the outs were of the department.
The money in, money out?
Yes.
I don't recall that being asked for.
Okay.
I have it right here.
You did, yeah.
Maybe I'm making a mistake, but okay. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to request that now before the next meeting.
Certainly.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just give me one. I just want to take a look at something. I would like to table some of these items, but I think like the office supplies and the books and whatever, I think we should be able to go through. Does anybody object?
Well, they should be self-funded, Stacy, so we should wait until we know what they are. We're not supposed to buy this department anything. They're supposed to be
No, I'm not
self-funded.
that. It's that I'm trying to just make some progress, and if we have to go back, we have to go back. I don't have a problem going back.
It's a page and a half. I mean, we got a lot more pages to go. So once Mr. Tovo gets us the information, I think you'll be able to all make a
Okay. I believe from the last meeting when we were in person, we asked for this, and there was another department we had asked for also. Anyway, we'll just keep going. Okay, liability insurance.
The other question I recall was regarding the tax department on the ability of someone other than the tax collector to collect payments.
Okay.
That's the note I had left over.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay, no problem. Liability insurance. So we're going to skip the uniform construction code and go on to liability insurance. So last year was $169,831. This year's $181,500. Okay, workman's comp insurance, $196,000.
How are these calculated, Mr. Tovo?
The liability insurance is billed to us from joint insurance fund. and the workers' comp and the other items are broken out formulas. So these right now are ballpark. They might change slightly, or just reallocated to one of the other lines.
So it's like a 6% increase on the workman's comp.
That's how the billing came through?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, without looking at it specifically, we did add a couple DMF, and I know that's a heavy workers' comp increase, those people.
Okay, that does make sense then for a 6% increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We added personnel, so it's going to go up.
Yeah.
But it's also what they do, is making the rate so...
Yeah, the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, health, dental, life, and accident. I know we've added some employees here. So last year was $695, $415, and we're at $870, and I'm assuming this is due to the increase. I know it's a 25% increase, but this is due to the additional employees, correct?
It is.
You know what, Mr. Tovo, do you know what the percent increase per unit was on that?
I'll have to check that for you, Mr. Casio.
Okay, thank you.
Can we table that one, Stacy, until we get that information? That's a huge.
Yeah,
Can we see that, Mr. Tovo? Can we get more information on that?
Well, is this what we're being told is being billed, or is this just an estimate?
This is obviously, because it's run by where our monthly draw is on it. So it does go up and down a little bit depending if we add somebody or somebody leaves. So there is, an estimate element to this.
Okay. Because we're increasing it by, 200,000,
How many, roughly how many people were added? Because that would, if we've added a significant amount, it's a $174,000 increase. And it is 25%, but again, how many people were added? I just want to see if we can make this logical and everybody is in agreement.
Correct. I agree with that, Stacy.
So do you roughly, you have to know exactly, do you know roughly how many people were added?
Obviously, a ballpark could add 3. The other factor here, we have to look into whether or not we are doing the deduct on here for the employee contribution.
Do we pay for retirees' health?
We do not.
And just correct me if I'm wrong, this is health, dental, life, and accidental death and dismemberment on the job, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So an average runs around say 9,000 a person. Okay. Okay, so 3 people, your average runs $12,000 a person. So that's $36,000. So do we know where the extra $130,000 is coming in from? Just out of curiosity. I'm not trying to be difficult, but the average accidental death, health, dental runs about $12,000 to $14,000 per person, unless you're talking about families on 2, which then will raise the rate.
I've checked the number on what the life insurance is for the CBA members that are eligible for that.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, also need to just ensure that the employee contribution coming back to us is being deducted from this line.
Okay.
When we first started the budget, we got conflicting answers as to whether or not we should deduct it in the budget or we have to raise the full amount.
So the conflicting answers from who? The auditors or?
The former CFO and the auditor.
Okay, so then I would definitely like to table this line if you could. That's an important question. So I think we should have that specific one answered because that's very important to this line.
It's a good idea. Let's table it and come back when Mr. Tovo has all the answers.
Yeah, especially the one about the employee contribution because that's going to affect the.
That's big.
Yeah.
The number.
Right.
Okay. All right, we're good. Okay. All right, the next section we did already with Chief Skinner. Everybody good so far?
Mm-hmm.
We're all in? Okay.
Thank you.
Chief.
We need all of this.
We're at OEM, page 37, bottom of 37.
Did they want to come in? Were they one of the ones that wanted to come in and talk to us?
In light of recent events,
It's not going to be possible.
well, no, I think we can support them on this, though. We have to
I know.
recommend some additional funding here to get through the foreseeable future.
Oh, do you want to put that together then and amend this page and send it to us?
I can do that, yes.
Okay, can we have it by the end of this week so that we can all take a look at it? Because I think that's important to get that in, especially with what you're saying, the current circumstances. And I'm proposing to everybody on this call right now, making a motion to go another 15 minutes and then call it a night.
I agree with you, Stacy. I'm good.
Okay.
I think not much.
I agree with you.
With all due respect, there's not much we can accomplish in that amount of time. We have some bigger departments coming up, and
You are right.
would recommend we stop now.
And,
Okay.
and Stacy, I just want to add one comment in about OEM. These are going to be estimates at best, because we don't know how long this is going to last, so just
Correct.
want everyone to know that ahead of time.
No, I think everybody on this call has to be willing to go along with the fact that it is an estimate because these are uncharted waters, and this is not a time anybody on this call in their lifetime has ever experienced.
Please keep in mind this is very likely at least 75% reimbursable investment.
The
Okay.
president said he's giving us 100% like New York, Mr. Tovo.
So I say that again?
Mr. DeSega, talk up.
The president at 3 o'clock said New Jersey's going to get 100% reimbursement just like New York was.
Did he agree to this?
I've heard that before, and it didn't happen. So
I'll believe it when it's in the bank account.
Did he agree to declare us a whatever a disaster area or whatever he said for New York?
At 3 o'clock, he was talking to his people, and he was willing to give us 100% back. So.
Yeah, but he hasn't declared us yet, has he?
I don't know. I don't know that for a fact.
Because I think we need, from what I know about this, we need that declaration in order to get all that money back.
Mm-hmm.
Just so everybody's aware.
what's that separation?
Okay, so,
Can I butt in one more time? You can do the health budget if you want.
we could do the health budget, that's small, and Desiree is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Page 54?
Is that the page?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hold on, I got to flip to 54. Give me a second. 54. Okay.
Flipping it too. Hold on.
All right, let me know when everybody's on the page before I start, please.
Ready?
I'm not one to flip flop, but I'm there.
Okay, if you guys want to go to 10, we could do another 30 minutes. I mean, I was trying to be nice, but if we need to go to 10, I'm okay with it.
Whatever you're.
I'm okay with going through health and then ending it.
Yes, I think it's been a long day. Everyone's going through coronavirus at work. Let's do it sooner than later.
Okay. All right, let's do 10. Okay, so 10, okay. Okay, everybody on 54 before I start.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Cumming?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry, just making sure. Okay, health.
Still awake. Thank you.
Okay, Department of Health. Full-time, nothing there.
Hang on, am I allowed to have input into this?
I don't see why not.
You're allowed input on every line.
I am, even though, okay.
I don't see, yeah.
You,
Okay, Director,
Direct benefits.
50, we know that's standard. Okay, part-time secretary and registrar, 3874, it's the 1.5% salary increase. I think we already agreed with this. Hold on, I just want to check the list again.
Can I make a recommendation, please?
Just wait 1 second, I just want to find the line on here.
It's on the
Right.
first page.
In the middle of that page, 54.
The first page.
No, I'm looking at Sue's sheet.
Oh, sorry.
Right under the mayor, Stacy.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Sue, say that one more time?
Right under the mayor's name.
Right under the mayor's name. Okay, I didn't see that either. Okay. Under the mayor's page.
No, mayor's name.
No, you're under the mayor's name.
Yeah, but it's under clerk and registrar, and then my assistant and the deputy registrar, health secretary.
Okay,
You
so
were
we
looking for that, right?
yeah, we actually agreed to, is that right, 2166? No.
No, there's two different ones here. What happened is that the registrar's salary was 2060. It should be 20, no big deal, but according to salary ordinance, 2061, so it should go from 2091 to 2092. The deputy registrar health secretary was put in as 2134, where it should have been 1754.
And that's where we got the 3874, correct?
Correct, but my recommendation, please, is just to break out the salaries between both.
It's the two jobs, that's why.
Yeah, because it's too confusing when it comes to budget time, so we could just break those two line items out.
So we'll do that for next year. This is the number we talked about in our meeting,
Yes.
the 3874, so I'm good, everybody good?
Stacy?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, Pete.
Thank you. In light of not giving other people extra money for what they're doing in their 35 hours, I'm changing my recommendation on this to 0.
I'm so sorry. What line are you on?
Okay, now, okay.
330, 160.
Oh, thank you, sir.
If we're not going to give Bernadette extra money for DPW, then I'm changing my recommendation on this to 0. We have to be consistent. You can't pick and choose.
So we're not giving the two people. We're getting rid of the one raise for the one person and the other 5,000 for the other person, Mr. Mayor. Is that what we're doing?
Since we're not giving Bernadette anything for being...
Well, we shouldn't be talking names because you're going to get in trouble because we didn't raise her tonight.
Thank you. Since we're not giving anything extra to the person who's doing the DPW admin, I don't think it's fair to give anything extra to secretary and registrar for the same reasons. So I suggest, if you're going to go 0 on the DPW, then I'm pulling my recommendation back on this to 0.
But the problem being is you need a registrar by state law.
Okay, then put $1 in for it.
Okay.
When did we approve the DPW?
It's 6,000 we approved. DPW admin says we approved 6,000.
No, we tabled that. We tabled that too.
No, I have that
Stacy, excuse me.
approved. But we agreed to the 6,000.
No, we tabled it.
Well, I think
Better go back
anybody
to
is
it
doing
now.
that.
Council President, I would say go back to that line item and let's straighten that out before we move on to this one.
No, I agree. Okay.
What page that's on, I don't know exactly.
I can tell you. Just wait, I had a flag in it. Hold on one second.
Right in the beginning, it's a...
Right.
Probably
not
one.
even. Shoot. Hold on.
Okay, so it's I'm just trying to get the job title correct. So DPW admin, right? That's what it is?
You know what page it's on?
49, let me see, 45, I'm in the 45s, there's
I'm 46.
44, let me see where it is.
Yeah, I have it as a hold. It's page 45, 290-130.
I don't have anything on that because I wasn't there for that portion program. So
I have that with the 42. I have that we approved the 42, 620.
What page are we looking at?
page 1, right?
Mhm.
Is 42,620.
No, and then we're in the actual book. We're on page 45, and then I'm just looking for the other one, which is.
I don't have any dollar notes on that. I have a $6,000 recommend.
Yeah, I have that. We said that was we weren't going to.
I have it as a hold because we were going to discuss it.
Okay, so what's the official name of the admin secretary again for the first position?
Administrative assistant on page 1.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just making sure I'm looking at the right line item.
Secretary.
So in light of the mayor's recommendation, why don't we give the health benefits coordinator $2,000 and the EMS secretary $2,000? They're all on the same page then, and we're good. If everybody on the council's okay with it, we'll reverse the mayor's.
Wait, let's
thinking.
okay. So we've got. So we did approve the 1.5. Let's just start at the beginning, just so everybody's crystal clear. So administrative secretary, we approved the 1.5% increase of 42,600. I had that approved.
Me
Correct.
too, I have that.
Okay, I had the 6,000. as it's a stipend to admin assistant for assuming the position, correct?
Mm-hmm. So if we take Mayor Calamari's logic, and we either give her 2,000, or we give Sue and Cornelia 6, which I'm not comfortable with.
Breaking up the 2,000, and the problem with that was we said that there was more responsibility in other role.
Hear that? Either we take your logic, 2,000, his logic over here.
I can't hear you.
No sidebarring.
Oh, Mr. DeSanto, please don't mention any names. Sorry.
I didn't mention names. That was the mayor.
Oh, it was the mayor. Sorry.
Blame me.
Yes, it was a slip. I apologized.
I didn't know who it was. I'm sorry.
It was me.
It was not Mr. DeSanto.
Okay. And Mr. DeSanto, what was your issue with this?
I don't think it's 30. She's working 35 hours a week, so it's not like she's coming in overtime like the health department. They have meetings at night, which is not part of the day, or if you have them during the day. I don't know that. That's on us. Desiree, can you provide more input into that?
There's a separate line item. I'm not suggesting we remove the meeting fee.
So I'm saying if we follow the logic that was just presented, if we give the...
Honestly, I think then, I don't think giving 2,000 to each one is right. I think some of the roles are different. I don't know.
I can't justify $6,000.
You're talking about a meeting fee versus she's actually the DPW secretary or DMF secretary or admin. Sorry.
But again, she's still working 35 hours. We're not working 60 hours to make up the extra time.
I know what you're saying, but if the responsibilities, in my opinion, total a job, just because she was making $42,620 this year, if she's doing additional responsibilities, that was the conversation we had. If she's doing additional responsibilities and you were to go out, this was one of the first ones we discussed, that if she was going out and we priced that job by itself, we would not get somebody for the $48,620. Just because you're saying she's working 35 hours and she shouldn't get paid more, then she should just do the job that she was already doing. If she's taking on a different responsibility.
But that's not what she was asked to do.
Yes, it was.
She was asked to do the other job. She didn't deny doing the other job. She took it on.
But doesn't it? If she's doing more work, if you took on more work, wouldn't you expect to be compensated?
But if you had enough time in your schedule to take on that responsibility, Stacy, and
no, I think
it didn't affect
someone else's job, another job in addition to your own.
I don't.
You don't see it that way because you're only looking at the number of hours. You're not looking at the actual responsibilities.
Before the other position was created, that job was handled by that person. She's taken over the responsibilities she had in the past.
So a good employee shouldn't be rewarded.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It is. In essence, it is.
The title that we've added back to her used to be done by that office.
Uh-oh. Hello.
You dropped.
Hello?
No, you're still there.
Did we lose somebody?
I'm here.
I'm here.
This is Art. Can I make a comment, please?
Wait a minute, hold on a second, Art. Mayor?
Yeah, we're here.
Huh.
That was weird.
I faxed in 8 pages, and a response from the person who received the 8 pages to type for DPW was that she was going to take it home and do it on her laptop without mentioning names. That's a good picture. I like that picture. So I think this person is getting a lot done, and I think she is doing 2 jobs.
And I think she's worth the $6,000 for this line item.
And can I make a comment then in my own defense? Listen, if you're going to do this, if you had to go out and get a registrar, you'd be paying them part-time $15,000, $16,000. So, that's all.
I don't like to compare.
I thought we agreed to this last time.
We did agree. I think we agreed to this.
We didn't agree to this.
No,
$6,000,
we
right,
didn't.
Desiree?
We didn't agree to the 6 days. We thought the 35 the hours that, you know, whatever the job required within those hours, if they were to get done, that was the expectation.
But she goes above, we talked about this, she goes above and beyond. She's not, just because she gets it done in 35 hours, doesn't mean she's not worth, you know, what she's giving us back, the value of what we're getting.
We all can say that.
Yeah, you know, I think they're all worthy of that comment, and I said it before, and I said it last year and the year before.
Okay, but we have to just stay, we're trying to get through these two lines.
Sorry, I made you guys go to this department.
Through these 2 lines and then stop it and not go till 10, please.
Yeah.
I think we'll have
And I'm not comfortable with the logic that was just interjected into this budget of zeroing out a line because as retribution to somebody else's salary.
I don't agree with that. I don't think that's right either. I think there has to be a reasonable...
Yeah, whoa. Who used the term retribution, Mike?
Well, that's what you did, Mr.
No.
Mayor. You said you're not...
Stop!
You're using the word, not me. Don't put words in my mouth when it comes to that.
That's what it is.
Both of you stop!
No.
Well, I'll let Mike put...
You know what? I'm calling the meeting if you don't stop. Stop. This is not productive. No. Thank you. Okay, I think we're going to call it a night. I think everybody's tired.
Yep.
Numbers are running high. I think it's time to call it. We'll table these items and regroup.
Let's table these items, think about them, get some information from Mr. Tovo that will help us, get some information on the library that will help us, and let's all take a deep breath and have a nice evening, and you all stay healthy.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. I'm going to make the motion to adjourn. Second.
May I second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
Be safe, everybody.
Everyone. Good night, everyone.
Good night.